Hello friends, in daily life, we briefly explain 10 basic concepts you should know about the economy. We economically express the basic concepts such as dollar, gold and money. It was a useful, fluent video for viewers of all levels. Have a nice watch. Yes, let's start. The first item in our glossary of popular economic terms, 1. Gold. It is a very heavy metal that is eye-catching with its golden, bright yellow color and shine. Since it is a very stable element that does not react easily, it is not affected by external factors. For example, gold is not affected by air and water. So it never rust, tarnish and dull. Gold is very soft when it is pure, therefore it can be easily formatted. With all these features, gold has been counted among the most precious metals throughout history. What does ounce mean? The unit used in calculating the prices of precious stones and mines such as gold, silver, diamond or ruby is called ounce. And it's originally a unit of mass. 1 ounce of gold means 31.10 gram fine gold all over the world. Ounce gold is used to calculate the equivalent of gram gold in domestic currencies. After that, the prices of quarter gold, half gold, full gold and other gold varieties are calculated over the gram gold price. 2 American dollars. It is the most used currency in the world. In addition to being the most used currency in international payments in the world, the US dollar is the most reserved currency with 60%. In the international world oil trade, oil is sold for only dollars. This information brought us to a new and important term. 3 Petrodollar. The term used to describe the income from oil sales. Every country or organization that wants to buy oil has to give dollars in return and find this dollar from somewhere. The pricing of oil in dollars is the strongest basis for the international demand for the dollar, and therefore to remain a reserve currency. Because the demand for energy is constantly increasing in the world and the demand for oil is decisive for this. $4 Index. It was created to measure the value of the US dollar against other foreign currencies. To calculate the dollar index, the geometric average of 6 currencies in which the US dollar has a high trade volume is calculated. The US dollar index is an index that measures the value of the US dollar against the currency basket formed by the other 6 major currencies. The mentioned currencies that comprise the basket are the Japanese yen, euro, Canadian dollar, British pound, Swedish krona and Swiss franc. The value of the geometric average of these currencies against the dollar appears as the US dollar index. It is expressed by the abbreviation DXY. Shortly after the removal of the Bretton Woods system in March 1973, it began to be calculated based on the index value of 1973 equals 100. Since the dollar index measures the value of the dollar against these 6 important and reserve currencies, it shows in which direction the dollar is changing and at what speed. The dollar index is also used as a summary index that shows what the US economy looks like against major trading partners. The fact that the index is below 100 indicates that the dollar weakened against other currencies, and that it is above 100 indicates that the dollar gains excessive value against other currencies. Guys, this is our 176th lecture video. We would appreciate if you comment on our video. We try to explain as concisely as possible. If there is a topic you want to be covered, you can specify it in the comments. Thanks in advance. 5 Bitcoin. It is a virtual currency. Bitcoin is a virtual currency that is used through the internet and does not depend on any central authority. Unlike traditional currencies, there is no central bank controlling it. With this virtual currency, individuals or institutions can spend or accept money just as they do with real money. Bitcoin's rate is determined in the market according to supply and demand, just like the currency opposite each other. People can store their Bitcoin money in virtual wallets they create on the internet and can trade through these wallets. No personal information is required for these wallets. The main joke that makes Bitcoin transfer different is that it allows people to make money transactions without disclosing their identity. Bitcoin transfers take place without the need for an intermediary institution. Bitcoin is also defined as cryptocurrency due to the encrypted structure of the blockchain. Bitcoin symbol, B, abbreviation, BTC. It is an electronic currency that is not affiliated with any central bank, official institution, etc. Guys, now we come to easier and shorter economic terms. 6 Devaluation, depreciation. Devaluation is an administrative decision. In the fixed exchange rate regime, the act of reducing the national currency of a country against the national currency of foreign countries by an administrative decision is called devaluation. Devaluation is a decision applied in the fixed exchange rate regime. The floating exchange rate regime in many countries are applied. In the floating exchange rate regime, the value of money changes daily in the market. 7. Inflation. It is the continuous increase trend in the general level of prices. Inflation is measured by official indices published by government, which show consumer and producer price developments. Not all declines in inflation mean falling prices. Often, prices go up again when inflation falls, but the rate of increase has decreased. Inflation means that the overall level of prices is constantly increasing. According to this definition, two important factors are required to talk about inflation. 1. Not prices, the general level of prices should increase. 2. This increase should be continuous. 8. What is interest? How to determine it is the share of the owner of the capital from the production. It is taken as a provision for lending the capital to someone else for a while. If we look at the market, we can define the interest as the price that the saver receives for a certain period of time for the person who needs it. Deposits, interest and loans imposed by banks in money country are determined freely by banks. On the other hand, banks determine that they are affected by the central bank's interest rate decisions and reserve requirements. The central bank determines the interest rates it implements with the decision of the Monetary Policy Committee. State treasurers make internal borrowings. The interest of the state internal borrowing bills issued by the Treasury in the domestic borrowing is formed in the tenders where they are put up for sale. Or it is determined according to the interest rates, or index values of the values it is indexed. Simple interest is calculated on the loan amount. Compound interest is calculated by adding the accrued interest to the first loan amount. For example, while the capital given with a 5% interest rate is twice in 20 years, this period decreases to 14 years in compound interest. Interest is forbidden by all heavenly religions. 9. Money. Ready-to-use purchasing power. It is a means of payment. It is a measure of value. It is a saving tool. Buying goods and services, storing value and acting as a measure of value. The tool that works is called money. According to this definition, money has three basic functions. 1. To mediate the exchange of goods. 2. To act as a measure of value. 3. To perform a value retention task. According to Keynes, individuals and institutions want to keep some expendable money with them or in their bank accounts. The demand for money, that is, the desire of people to hold the money, arises for three reasons. 1. People demand and hold the money to meet their daily needs, that is, to make daily transactions. 2. They hold money in their hands for the purpose of thinking about the future, that is, for prudential purposes. 3. People speculate. In order to make money from money, they hold money in their hands. 10. Efficiency. Productivity. The efficiency used to complete the tasks and jobs given in business life on time. And in accordance with the goal helps to reach the target with a certain motivation. Efficiency is the ratio of how much product is obtained with a unit input in a given time period. From one year to the next, this increase or decrease also shows us the change in the efficiency of the production facility. If the issue is the productivity of the workforce, then we can calculate the annual workforce's productivity by dividing the annual production by the time the workforce works. Again, this increase or decrease from one year to another shows us the change in labor productivity. Thank you guys. Our basic economy videos will continue, inshallah. Regards. With thick health.